Hello everyone, welcome back to more PAX 2018 coverage by the Cardboard Herald. I am here with Sean Jacquemain of Cool Mini or Not. How is the con going so far, man?
It's been great. It's been great. This is my first PAX U, so PAX anything actually. So it's been really fun, like good crowds, people excited about games. So yeah, it's been a really good con so far.
How long you been with CMON?
Almost 3 years now. So yeah, I've been here for quite a while. Back at the start of the Rising Sun Kickstarter days.
Right, so have you been in this role as heading up the PR and marketing for a while, or did you rise through the chain?
Well, I started off as a content creator, so I was, creating news articles for different magazines, writing stuff for our website, and throughout the last little while, I've done more and more work taking on more and more responsibility. So right now, I'm the marketing coordinator. I've got a excellent marketing director above me, and we all kind of come together and work as a team. Like it's like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have an amazing, diverse array of products. Like, I was really blown away how much you guys have expanded beyond just minis. And I know, like, one of my favorite games of last year was Ethnos, and then also we're going to be talking about the Grizzled here shortly, and it seems like you're even going further in that. So can you just, before we get into the specific games, just talk about like what some of 2019 is going to look like as far as objectives for CMON?
Yeah, for sure. Well, so a big change for us occurred when we brought on Eric Lang as the director of game design, because he's a perfectionist in the games that he designs himself, but also in the games that we produce as a company. And so he's looking for titles that have great table presence, that are quick and easy to learn, and that have high replayability. And that is kind of like changed our whole philosophy of the games we produce. We'll always have our big miniature games, our big bucks miniature games. We'll always do that because that's kind of where we came from. But we've expanded into sort of new realms with more family titles, games that are maybe more accessible than those titles that are just for hardcore gamers, and then also some games that are more for the Euro-style gamer, if you will, the more strategic-based tabletop game.
Well, we got a few awesome games to talk about today, including what you got in your hand and right in this backdrop behind us. So tell us about Gizmos. I've been hearing a ton of buzz about this thing.
Yeah, well, so speaking of Eric Lang, this was like the first game he signed on when he became the director of game design. And it is by Phil Walker Harding, one of my favorite designers. And in Gizmos, what goes on is you play a scientist who is competing in the annual science fair, and you are trying to come up with the best possible gizmos that you can. And so you're grabbing energy out of the energy spheres out of the energy dispenser, and you're going to be building these different machines. And this game is all about finding synergies between the gizmos that you build, because they can chain together and make each of your moves when they start in the game are relatively weak, but as you progress throughout the game, they become more and more dynamic, and you'll be able to put together great combinations and make these like power moves.
Dude, that's awesome sounding. I hear potion explosion meets engine building, and I was like, dude, I got to check out this game. And seeing it on the table, it has looked amazing at the con so far. So I'm really excited about this one. Is this out and available right now?
Yep, this is in stores now. So we've got it for sale here at the con. And yeah, and people can come by to booth 3001 to try it out. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, let's see what else you got. Okay, so this is one I am super excited about. Being the Victorian England fan that I am, you know, I got to give it up. Steampunk fan, definitely. Charles Dickens fan, definitely. Let's talk about Victorian Masterminds. What's this all about?
All right, so in Victorian Masterminds, I have excellent news. The world's greatest detective, Sherlock Holmes, has gone missing, and that is good news for you because you play a super villain. And what is going on in this game is you are going to send your agents out to the great cities of the world, London and Washington, and they're going to do your bidding for you. And so you put agents down in these different locations, face down. Other people can put them in the same location, and once there are 3 agents in that location, you'll flip them over and reveal them. And some of them will help you by getting you extra resources. Some of them will allow you to destroy buildings. some of them will allow you to sabotage your competition. So where you place them, there's a bit of a bluffing and like reading your opponent's sort of idea going on in the game. And what you're trying to do, the ultimate goal, is to build your infernal machine. So everybody's got a different blueprint that they're working on throughout the course of the game. And whoever is able to complete it first, that's going to trigger game end. And this is a design between Eric Lang, who we've been talking about a lot, and Antoine Boza, who is another one of my favorite designers.
Yeah, that guy is unstoppable, just like Eric Lang, you know, one of the new hotshots, the new Knizias of the industry, so to speak. And if you want to talk about cool minis, this is a different take on the cool minis because this game has a ton of table presence. Like, why don't you just talk about what the sculpts are in this game?
Yeah, for sure. So each of the different major cities has 4 different buildings involved in it. There are monuments that are iconic buildings, like in Paris there's the Eiffel Tower and there's the White House in Washington. So there is very iconic buildings, sculpts, for each of the different locations. And then there are also laboratories and factories that players are going to be able to grab and technically destroy, but add them to their collection as well. And also the agent tokens are these thick, chunky, like they're almost like poker chip style. Like they've got some weight to them, so they kind of feel good in your hand as you're placing them down.
Yeah, those look phenomenal. They're like little gears, perfect for the steampunk fan or the Charles Dickens Victorian England fan in me. So let's talk about our last game and the one that I am most excited about here.
This is, you talked a bit about hearing about the Grizzled, and that came out from CMON before I started working there, and I remember hearing the buzz about this game, the Grizzled. Everyone was talking about it at one Gen Con, and I was like, well, who put it out? And people were like, CMON was the company that put it out, and it seemed out of place for it, but that was kind of the start of our evolution into like some more different styles of tabletop games. And so what we did with Grizzled Armistice is it is put out on the anniversary, the 100-year anniversary of the Armistice for World War I. And in this game, it is a campaign-style game where players are going to be able to play the Grizzled, but with different tweaks and different goals through a campaign that takes you through like the major events of World War I. So the first mission you're going to play is like a boot camp. The second is going to take you to like events that take place throughout the course of the war. And as you can see, it's got like these awesome pre-painted miniatures as well that are just like great for an anniversary edition.
Yeah, they look incredible. And for those of you who don't know, who are new to the Cardboard Herald, we launched our site way back like 2 years ago with 4 reviews, one of them being the original Grizzled, which has artwork by the now passed Teen Yu, a French cartoonist who tragically was taken. I have to say, with the reverence for French cartooning as well as Teen Yu himself, is some of the most beautiful sculpts that Cool Mini or Not has ever put out, in a fantastic way to honor what an incredible game, an incredible experience that this game is, as well as the artwork accompanying it. So this is awesome, and it's great to hear that there's more content for it than just repackaging the game with minis.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, we wanted to come out with something that refreshed the game for people who played it in the past, but also like a great entry point for people who were new to it, like a great way to start the Grizzled experience. I'm always thrilled about this game because it is a game about war where you don't fire a shot and you don't enter any battles. It's all about, you know, survival and friendship, which is like just such a unique thing for a war game, you know.
If you are a Tolkien fan and you know anything about Tolkien and his experiences during World War I, and you like the vibe of focusing on perils of war and surviving them through companionship and fellowship, this game may not be a Middle-earth, but it's got those vibes in spades. Well, thank you so much, Sean, for taking the time to talk with us at the Cardboard Herald.
No problem. Thanks so much for coming by.
If you enjoyed this video, we have all kinds of other reviews, interviews, and recommendations via writing, podcasts, and video here on our channel and website cardboardherald.com. Our content is audience supported, so if you want to show your support, please visit our Patreon. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the Cardboard Herald.